Price is floating nicely in some profits. I think let me show you. The trade is running nicely. And I'm up. I'm back, reloaded, fresh. Yeah. Being Friday, I wouldn't want to hold a trade for long. So if you go to the profit part here on the portfolio, you will be able to see that we have closed every trade, and the trades that we had today were these. $21 made on this initial second end position here, and then the rest 78, 73. That is okay. So traders, last week I hit one stop loss and then I got this last trade here, but if you observe well, if we scroll back through in time, you will be able to see that on Monday I was able to hit stop loss because price broke structure like this to the upside, and I was able to take my trade like my system. That is my system, and sometimes the system is not going to work out. You have to be ready for that because losses are inevitable in trading. This is the trade that I took based off structure, uptrend, price comes back, wait patiently, take the trade, and you see pushed up a little bit in profits, but it eventually came back down and hit my stop loss. What does that mean? Do I force the trade? No, I'm following my system. I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in this trade. So as Friday was elapsing, I was able to see this trade here during the New York session, and I was able to say, you know what, let me take this trade. And if you observe well this trade, the reasoning behind this trade is simple. Price failed to break this low down here. It pushed up again, because this is the 1 hour time frame structure. You see XAUUSD 60 minutes. So price pushed up, came back down as a pullback. So I would even look for opportunities from this area, but it was not a bit clear. But when I saw price coming back down here and then failing also to break this level, my mindset now shifted, and I was like, yo, if this market has failed to break through here, that means that there are chances of it not pushing back down, right? So I was able to take this trade from this. After this candle closed, I was able to take this trade. Price went a bit in drawdown, but eventually started pushing up. And of recent, I've come up with a scaling gain strategy. If you observe well, there's another trade that I scaled in, and this trade was actually simple. If you observe well here, the trades that I scaled in are here. You see, it was able to show that I added another position here. So these ones were already running, but also this one was able to come and do what, and be able to add some profits, right? So scaling in a position simply means that now the initial position that I had, I'm going to move it to break even, so that if at all this market reverses on me, if at all it goes back down, I don't want to lose everything that I had made, right? I just want to lose on one trade. This one should now be risk-free, right? So if you can be able to get such good entries and be able to see scaling in opportunities, please be able to utilize them, because why not? That is the whole purpose of trading. If you're on a funded account, for example, I was able to recover drawdown. Making $100 on a 5K account is not easy. That is about 2% profit, right? So I recovered in drawdown, and I recovered from drawdown, and I was able to show take this trade there, right? So what does this mean now as a trader? If you can be able to utilize these good setups, for example, now let me try to get another example to use on that, so that I can show you something here. I want to use this example here. For example, I can clearly see that now for me personally, I took this, I don't know why my charts are not clean, but I took this trade here, and we had the last order block here, and you can see price came and tapped into that order block, right? So my mind is like, if price has come and tapped this one, now I'm going to take my first trade here like this. I'm going to take that trade and then be able to say my stop loss is going to be slightly below, targeting a 1:3. So you can clearly see that now price pushed up, formed this candle, and it also started pushing. So the moment I see now profits coming in, accumulating, I want to add in another position. But then before I add in, this one has to be made risk-free like this, right? So if I make it risk-free, that simply means that now I'm going to add this trade here like this, and then make sure that it is just a little bit slightly lower. I add that position. Why not? Profit is profit, right? So even if it doesn't bring in a lot of profits, you see it is a 1 to 9 one risk. In fact, it is a 1 point, 0.96. That means that if I was risking $100, I would have made $109. That's a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 to 1.9, right? So that means that now you can be able to utilize this in that simple way. Being able to scale in a position is not bad, and that is how I was able to get this trade that I took. And it is simple: structure, follow it up, be able to have the ability to be patient. Do not rush, as good things are going to take time. If you're rushing as a trader, you're likely not to make it, because if you observe well, I hit stop loss on Monday, but it doesn't mean that I was not able to get other trades. I was able to get other good trades and be able to take those trades, because I know that this is a business of probabilities. I don't have to rush the process. I have to be consistent and be able to understand that that is how the probabilities are going to come to play. That is how the market is. At some point, it is going to take from you. At some point, it is going to give you. And the only thing that we want is, when it gives you, let it give you something which is realistic, so that you can also be able to, enjoy on the profits, right? So me as a trader, I was able to get this trade, and someone might say, why did you make only $100? And that was an account which was in drawdown from January, since January, right? That 5K account was purchased last year, but I ended up not passing it. I ended up in huge drawdown. But with this scaling in strategy that I've come about, it is safe in a way that if at all it reverses on me, I am only losing that certain amount of money. I'm not losing anything else, and I have made the other first entry risk-free. That is the whole goal as a trader. That is the biggest flex you as a trader that you can have. You can be able to utilize these trades by being able to scale in, but not trying to, there are traders who are trying to full margin trade, full pot the accounts, and that is where we go wrong, right? You as a trader, if you can be able to spot such setups, you can utilize them and be able to make profits and pass accounts and get, the goal of trading these funded accounts is to get some bigger capital, deposit on our personal accounts, right? So someone might say, on this profits that I made, you see, I was in huge drawdown, 4,990, but now I recovered all this because this was the trade running at around, you see, it is around 22, that's about 10 at night. So by the time it clocked 11, I had already got about $30 on this second entry, and the account came back to 5,000 original balance. I'm going to pop up the initial capital now. I'm going to pop it up there, so that you can be able to see it and be able to understand that scaling in is not bad, but poor scaling in and poor planned scaling in is what is going to cost you. Me personally, I was able to get that trade, and it's the trade that I took that recovered the drawdown that I was in. And what does this show you now? This trade was taken on Monday. This trade was taken on Friday. Traders, I want you to see something and understand from my own perspective. Not every day is going to be a trading day. All this range, I was not seeing an opportunity until Friday. What does that mean? You have to be comfortable with doing nothing. You have to be comfortable with those boredom days where there are no opportunities, because if you don't be comfortable, that's where you're going to force trades, and in that process of forcing trades, you don't get to see success, because success comes because you know that you're following a disciplined plan, you're not making mistakes, you're following it structured fully. So if you're not being that trader who's following plans, trust me, you're likely to fail, and I don't want you to be this trader who fails. I want to see you also making consistent profits. I want to see you withdrawing. That is why I'm able to teach you this, so that you can see from the best reality. Plan the trade the plan, execute the trades, because you know that it is all going to be worth it in the end. If I stick to this, if I continue doing this, with time, in 3 months, in 4 months, I will see results, right? So be that trader who's going to be comfortable not taking trades when there is no opportunity. Be that trader who's going to be confident enough to say, no, this is not my setup, I'm not going to force a trade, right? And I know you can do this, because if I was able to do it, you can do it too. There is nothing, I'm not different from you. I hit stop loss, you see that. I also hit stop loss. I take profits and I make money also. That shows you that it is not one way round of consistently profits. It is also going to have losses, but we want that in that time where it gives us profits, we want to maximize those profits and be able to come up with some good profits, right? So you as a trader, once you apply this, be able to say now, for example, on this trade, move to break even. Break even is not bad in a way that It's just helping you not to lose, because you're preparing for the uncertainty, right? You're preparing that if at all it goes against me, let me not only focus on the profits. What if it goes against me and turns the other way around? I don't want to lose the money. I don't want to lose 2 times of the initial risk that I was putting on table, right? And if I can be able to do this, showing you by this, you can also apply this to your trading, and you never know, it works for you. If you want, if at all you want my mentorship, so if you want to learn how I do scaling my positions, if you want to learn how I get these good entries, then I'm going to leave a link in the bio for my one-on-one mentorship. If at all you want forex classes, I'll offer you that, because the goal is to win. Only that I don't offer that for free, because I don't have time to teach you for free. You can use YouTube, you can use any other sources, but if you want to learn from me, I'm willing to put in the time to teach you. And if you can be able to master what I teach you, practice it on the charts, there is nothing that is going to limit you from making money. And that was it for this video, guys. If you liked the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe, because I want to keep making more of this, showing you the reality. People won't show you that you're on the 5k account, they will just show you like the luxury. I'm showing you this because I want to see you win. And if I can do this, you can also do it, because these are profits. You see, profit, and it's not luck, it is structured, it is discipline out of something, patience and consistency. So if I teach you this and you practice it on the charts, you get it, you will make results, you will see profits. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.